Hey guys, welcome to Vegan Beauty Girl, and today we're going to be talking about vegan and cruelty-free perfumes. I've done a tour of like my perfume collection before, but that one was years ago and I feel like I've really evolved and moved on since then, so I'm really happy to be coming back with an updated video and talking you guys through my collection, which by the way is over 20 perfumes big, which is bad. I'm a beauty blogger, I get gifted a lot of stuff as well as buying a lot of stuff. I asked for perfumes for Christmas as well, so this is how the collection's really grown. I just thought it'd be really good to talk you through different brands that do vegan options and also talk you through my favourite fragrances. Please do hit like and subscribe if you are a fan of vegan beauty, because that is pretty much everything I cover around here. Before we get started, you guys are probably wondering like, why do I need a vegan perfume? I'd say mostly when it comes to buying perfumes, the big main issue is that a lot of the mainstream brands aren't cruelty free. A lot of the big perfumes are sold in China, and that is where that kind of falls apart. Also, there is the case of non-vegan ingredients being used in perfumes still, but I'd say like the biggest problem is that most brands aren't cruelty free. So I'm going to be showing you all the great alternatives and solutions to your perfumery problems in this video. First up, we are going to be talking about Eden Perfumes. They are a vegan perfumery. They're a vegan perfumery based in Brighton. They've been around for pretty much as long as I can remember, and I've been vegan for over 10 years. They have a huge perfume library and the whole thing is about making vegan dupes. Whatever popular fragrance there is, they will have a dupe for it. They are available online. They're also available in a lot of like vegan online stores. They have a shop in Brighton. They also have a shop in London that is on Portobello Road. You can go there and you can sniff out their fragrances. But the big thing is that they do dupes. So if there is a non-vegan, non-cruelty free fragrance that used to be a signature scent, go to Eden to find a recreation of that which is like ethically sourced, vegan and cruelty free. I'm just gonna go quickly through the collection I have. First off, I have 491, which is a dupe for Paco Rabanne's Olympia. It is a sultry warm vanilla scent. As you can see, I've used a lot of this. I found this bottle because I was looking for a summer fragrance. A lot of my favorite smells tend to like teeter towards like autumn, winter, and for summer I thought it would be really nice to have a perfume which had a little bit of sea salt in it, so it kind of smelled a little bit beachy. And I really like this one because it still had like vanilla in it and a lot of scents I liked, but there is that salty aspect to it which makes me feel a little bit summery. I wore this a lot of summer, so that's why a lot of this is gone. I just love it. It smells so gorgeous. That's another thing I like about Eden. You can search by ingredients and then see what else there is. So if you like cardamom or amber or vanilla or salt, you can search that way. A bottle this size, 30 milliliters, costs £18 online. I think it's a little bit cheaper if you go in store and a little bit cheaper if you get a refill, but that's the typical price you're looking at with Eden. I think that is super affordable, which is probably why I have so many of these. Next up, I have number 46. This one is similar to Alien by Thierry Mugler. I've heard other people say this is a really good dupe, but for me, I've been vegan a long time. I'm not familiar with a lot of the scents that I have in their original form, so I can't give much of my own feedback on that, but yeah, a lot of people have been very impressed with this. I've also had my sister and my mum hooked on Eden, even though they're not vegan or like 100% cruelty free shoppers. Obviously they try a little bit. Yeah, they are fans of Eden just because they do great dupes at an affordable price. It's nice and it's got like a lot of jasmine to it, so if you like a jasmine perfume, if you like the Alien perfume, then it is worth going for. I actually do have a blog post which goes through some of the most popular dupes that Eden have, so I'll leave that link down below and kind of like guide you on how to find the dupes as well, because they can't be like really obvious about them being dupes, I think due to like copyright laws or something. So yeah, I've got a blog post guide that should help. Next up we have 554. I recently got this one for Christmas, so when you get your perfume it comes in a package as well, and on the back you can see that they are PETA certified and Vegan Society certified. This one is a dupe for The One and Only by Dolce & Gabbana, and it smells so gorgeous, so sultry. It's got a little bit of like vanilla and a little bit of coffee in it, and those are two scents that I really love, especially mixed together. So it's quite an autumnal one for me. It's very warming. I'd say I'm getting perfume in my mouth. I think I'd wear this both evening and day. I'd say it's very warming, very comforting. It just feels like a bit of a hug. Another one I got for Christmas, this one I got from my dad, is 552. This one's a dupe for Portrait of a Lady by Frédéric Mallet. I hope I pronounced that right. This seems to be from their like fancy collection because it comes in a blue bottle, which I really do not like. I think this looks hideous, so that's annoying. I think like these bottles look lovely. Not as keen on this, but the fragrance is gorgeous. It's like a spicy floral. It would smell really nice like in the evening. It feels very classic, very elegant. I really like it, but yeah, the bottle is kind of ugly. And then we're coming on to what is probably my favorite, and that is 504, and this is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Française de Coeur de Jean. I think I've kind of pronounced that correctly. I'm really like delving back into my French classes there. This one's got like vanilla in it, but it's also kind of like fruity sweet. So this is actually a unisex fragrance, and I first found that out because cruelty-free Becky did a post all about her favourite Eden perfumes, and then I thought, oh, that's helpful, and I did one as well. And then she commented on mine saying that this one was also her boyfriend's favourite, which explains why she always tells me I smell great. This one is stunning. I absolutely adore this. I actually once got a compliment from a stranger on a bus when I was wearing this. He was like, you smell amazing, and obviously I couldn't remember the number on the bottom, so I was like, oh, it's this perfume, but 50 something. I was not very helpful at all. This one is just gorgeous. This is my second bottle. I've already run out of one and repurchased this one. It's very alluring and sexy, but also sweet and delicious. I really love this one. Okay, that is it for Eden. We can move on. So next I will go on to Lush. Obviously Lush are very known for their fragrances with like their soaps and the bath bombs and stuff, but not a lot of people know that they actually do perfumes as well. Lush are often changing the perfumes that they stock, so only one of these three are actually still in stock, so I'm not going to go too much in depth onto the different fragrances here. Their perfumes of this size typically cost between like 20 to 30 pounds. They have very unique scents. You can often find them in Lush stores and have a sniff of them. They also paint a beautiful picture online. If you check out any of their fragrances, I really feel like they do a good job of really describing the scents, and there have been some fragrances which I've bought online without smelling in store and they've come out very similar to what I expected. But they also have premium scents which are only available in 100ml bottles rather than these 30ml ones, and those ones are a lot more expensive. The prices can kind of range between £70 and £150. So one of my perfumes, Cardamom Coffee, this is one of my most favourite perfumes ever, especially during the autumn and winter time. It just smells like cardamom coffee in a really lovely, elegant way. It's just really warming and spiced and not too sweet. I think it's a lot less sweet than the Eden perfumes I just smelled as well. But unfortunately this one has been discontinued from the normal range and has been elevated to the premium range, which I totally understand. It is a beautiful fragrance, but now it's only available in 100ml at £150, whereas this didn't cost me nearly that much. So that's frustrating, but it's a beautiful perfume, and if you can go into a Lush store and smell it, if you are really a fan of your perfume scents, do try it out. The other perfume I have here is Sikkim Girls. This was a complete Lush classic, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came back because it's very sultry, very beautiful. A similar one to it would probably be Lost if you want to go check out perfumes along that tangent, but I was very surprised to see this one had left the regular store. And then the final one I have is the Yognog perfume. If you're a big fan of Lush, you know that Yognog is one of their products that kind of returns every Christmas. It's a category of their scents, and a couple of years ago this was a limited edition perfume. So seasonally Lush do tend to bring out limited edition stuff. It is worth keeping an eye on them to see kind of what they're doing, because often they do special limited runs of perfumes, and it can be really exciting to get one of your favorite smells like that, especially when it's so exclusive. Beyond perfumes, they also do body sprays, and I think these are really good. They smell really nice, sprayed on bed sheets, sprayed on jumpers. They really linger. Also in your hair. I've sprayed these in my hair before and I found that I can like smell them later on during the day. I'd say I actually have two basic ones. One is the turmeric latte one, which I spray on my sheets and stuff in the winter because it smells really warming. It's got like velvety vanilla and tonka absolutes. It's a very autumnal scent and very warming, very comforting. And then Sakura I use in the summer because it smells kind of like the beach in a really lovely way. It says that it's got like a cherry blossom breeze with a bouquet of mimosa and orange flowers, but I really smell like the sea when I spray this, but it doesn't say anything about smelling like the seaside. I really love this one, but I just seem to smell something very different to what the bottle says. I think both of these are also bath bombs, so if you know the bath bomb and you like the smell of that, you can buy it as a body spray. I have this Celebrate one, which was a limited edition one last year, and this one's like a fruity boozy orange. It's meant to smell like Bucks Fizz basically. In the bathroom we have the Rose Jam body spray, which smells like roses and Sicilian lemon, and we just have it in the bathroom just in case the bathroom ever smells. We just give it a little spritz. And these body sprays I think typically cost £20 or £25, and I think they last long enough, so I'd say that's a good price for them. So next up we're going to be looking at this perfume from Valeur Absolue. God, how wanky do I sound when I'm trying to do my French accent? I apologise for anyone who actually does speak French. This is one that I got one Christmas, and it comes with like little gemstones in it. They have like a few different fragrances which come with different gemstones, and they're kind of trying to marry well-being with perfume in the way brands really were trying to do a couple of years ago. I feel like the gemstones add a nice pretty touch to the perfume, but I also feel like it gives them an excuse to charge a bit more for their fragrance, which is a bit annoying. So these are actually semi-precious cornelian stones to reflect the positive and warm aura of this perfume. This one's got warm vanilla, cloves, cinnamon. As you can tell, I have a million perfumes with vanilla in it. I just really love these warming scents. This one's really nice and it looks beautiful on the perfume shelf, but I'd be hesitant about buying more. When I was researching this, like a year ago, this was stocked at the perfume shop and also House of Fraser. They're not stocked there anymore, and I saw a blog post saying that not all their fragrances are vegan, and it's really quite hard to tell online which ones are, but when I shopped for them, everything was listed as vegan. So I've emailed them to try and get a vegan list, so I'll put that on a blog post somewhere if they respond, but I just don't know how much I would go back to this brand. These are £62 for 50 milliliters. The other fragrances are also about like mood boosting, so this one's meant to be like confidence boosting. I think they've got one which is like serenity or serene. It's worth checking out if you like perfumes which really enhance moods and work alongside that. On that tangent, I think it's a good time to go on to Kierin NYC. Kierin NYC is obviously a New York based brand. I've done like an ad campaign with them before, so I got like the 10 milliliter perfumes of all of their fragrances, and I also have a full size one of their Sunday brunch because I think this one is my favorite. So the 50 milliliter bottles cost £65 and then 10 milliliters is £22, just to give you an idea of the prices here. The Sunday brunch one I really like. It's very uplifting. It's got orange in it and it's got Earl Grey. It's a very nice springtime scent. Another one of theirs that they have is Nitro Noir. All of their fragrances are unisex, and this one just isn't very sweet. I think it's just a bit too dry for me. I do prefer mine to be a lot more like sweeter and playful. It smells very powerful with like the sandalwood. I'm not a big fan of it. Another one of theirs that I have is the Santal Sky one. This one I actually included in my top 20 of 2020 video because I really love using this one when I'm exercising. So if I'm going to a gym class where it's going to be like breathe in, breathe out, I find that this is a really nice accessory to that, and it really helps like soothe you and slow you down. It's really got that sort of like meditative quality to it. And another one of theirs is 10 AM Flirt, which I thought I'd really like because I like quite flirty fragrances, but I find this one just smells very fresh. It smells like being in the park. A nice smelling park, don't get me wrong. I don't know, it just doesn't feel very flirty to me, but it's got like gardenia and fig in it. It's just it's a very fresh smell. So if you do like your fresh fragrances, ones which aren't too sweet, that is a really beautiful one to try. Next up we have the newest in my collection, and that is Elementary Scents. They sent me across a few testers to try out. These are very recent, so I haven't had a chance to really get overly familiar with any of them, but this is very like small batch, small business, great ethics, zero waste as well perfumes. But I'll give you a quick overview of their 3 perfumes. First up we have Lazy Sage. This one smells so nice. Obviously there's sage in it. Got some on my lip, that's not gonna taste good. This one smells like kind of earthy, kind of spicy, but still really lovely. I really like this one. It's a very nice everyday scent. Next up we have Unscheduled Wonder. All of their scents I feel like do smell very like outdoorsy, but in a nice way. I really like this one too. They're all very similar, but still like very slightly different. Like this one's got like geranium, lavender, patchouli in it. It's really nice. Again, a very nice warm one, but still nice and floral. That one might be my favorite. And then the final one they have is Lowbrow Jazz, and I love the name of that. I think it's a really cool name. And this one's really beautifully spiced. It's got like cardamom, clove, pepper. Oh, I really love this one. This one's so warm. All of these scents are so gorgeous. As far as zero waste go, basically if you order the bigger bottles, you can choose to buy an atomizer, you know, like a little spray on your first purchase, but then when you restock, you can opt out of that. So you'll just get it with a cap instead. So you get rid of the cap and then you just put the spray back in because the cap is recyclable, but a spray nozzle isn't. So that's really good. Oh, all those smell so nice. Really warming, really lovely, very sophisticated. And last but not least, we are going to look at Floral Street. So I've done a whole video dedicated to Floral Street and their catalogue of scents, but the 2 that I have is the Wonderland Peony in 10 milliliters and the Shoot for a Sublime in 50 milliliters. So this costs £60 and this costs £24, just to give you an idea of their prices. They're also a little bit more on the higher end. Every fragrance of theirs is very floral, but that doesn't mean they're all very like girly. They've just all got a floral base to them. This one, the Shoot for a Sublime, is very classic, feminine perfume. It definitely reminds me of an elegant night out when you're dressed up to the nines and you're going out and you just want to smell very fancy, want to smell really elegant when you've really put in a lot of effort. That's what this fragrance reminds me of. I still feel like it could be worn every day, but for me it just does smell like that little bit of special occasion to it. This one's made with a bouquet of like rose and violets as well as patchouli and geranium. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I feel like this is one which would be appreciated across generations as well. I feel like this is a fragrance both me and my mum would like. There aren't many fragrances that I feel like I could say that about. Also, can I just take a moment to say how beautiful these bottles are? As much as I like Eden, I find their bottles do look a bit more plain, whereas having one of these on your shelf, if you really care about your aesthetic, they just look gorgeous. And then the other one I have is Wonderland Peony. This is a very new one for me. I got this one just before Christmas. I got to attend a scent school of theirs and they gave me a voucher for a free perfume. So this is gifted, but I chose it out after smelling all their fragrances, and that was pretty much because it's just very nice. It reminds me of Snow Fairy from Lush because it's got that candy floss scent. So it's really sweet and playful, but it's still quite mature. It's not tacky and overly sugary. I've just not smelled a candy floss perfume like this, which has that sweetness to it, but it's also mature. And I've worn it quite a lot over the Christmas period. You can kind of see how much I've already used up. And I like that they do these 10ml sizes for the handbag as well. That's always nice. Not that we're going out much at the moment, but yeah. Anyway, that is the end of my perfume collection. Let me know down below if you've tried out any of these perfumes and give me your 2 cents on them as well. I'd love to hear other thoughts and opinions. Hope this video has been super helpful. Hope it helps you discover your favorite new perfume brand, favorite new scents, and makes just shopping vegan and cruelty free a little bit more easier. As I said, please do hit like and subscribe. You can find me online as Vegan Beauty Girl pretty much anywhere, TikTok, Instagram. I have a Patreon as well. This video is made possible thanks to my lovely Patreon supporters. Obviously, when you limit yourself to vegan and cruelty free shopping, you really limit the advertising opportunities you get. So if you do find my work helpful, please do consider donating. I have tiers as low as £2 a month, and it really helps fund this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!